Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video, let's take a look at my final climb in Season 29 of Arena in Nier Reincarnation. As you can see, I came in at rank 7. I did get knocked down last minute, and we'll see in the final climb that I was kind of hanging out in top 3. But in any case, we had the introduction of Mechanical Gale this season, and she is a ruthless sniper, very similar to Shadowbomb Priet, who can be a cut above Shadowbomb Priet thanks to her karma. For example, I rolled agility and crit damage in slot 1. That makes her faster than Priet, and more wiggle room with the crit rate and damage in the memoirs thanks to the crit damage boost. Slot 2, I went ahead with the Bold Vigor, because I like building my snipers with Bold Vigor. And yeah, it is the easiest damage passive to take advantage of if you know you're going first, right? And you don't need a chain to take advantage of it. The fact that she has Pursuit on top of it is just insane. That means her skills are going to hit crazy hard, and the Bold Vigor will help her hit hard if she doesn't get a chain in AA. Then in slot 3, I went with Mastery. Of course, we want to boost the chance for those chains. Anyway, let's get right into the video and see how she did. And this is about the final 15 to 20 or so. Okay, it looks like we have a DPS, Agi supporter, and Yuri on this team. And I used this team last season, as you saw, but now I just have Gale slotted in where Priet used to be. And this Lavanya is not built for max tankiness. He's using the Dust weapon as a main for attack buffing, just to see just how, you know, strong I can make my sniper once, you know, in this case, once she goes off with the skills. And that character skill is going to go off often, and it's a 5 hits. So very cool. Community friend Raylan said that going up against my Priet versus my Gale felt very similar. So, you know, it's because Priet's not bad. All right, here we have a battle with Dr. Llama. Second time rank 1 achiever in this bracket. Rather, we've been in the same bracket for 2 seasons now. And yes, previously I beat Dr. Llama's team with my full tank team, Christmas Gale Edition. Good old U-Deal as the tank. Because that Karma Gale, that Festa Gale really sinks those water Lavanya tanks. So there's some challenging teams out there. Again, I didn't play much this season. I didn't do any studying. I just kind of jumped in on the last day. So kind of rolling with teams I already had built, teams that I've had for a few seasons. Here I am against Zepertix. And Zepertix has a few different variations of the Water Dark. But I memorized the force number and brought the appropriate team here. Although this battle is getting drawn out, isn't it? I want you to check this out. So, oh, it came in past. I managed to land blind on Zep's Yuri. And if you look closely, well, she didn't miss that many, but she did miss at least 1 hit. And it's pretty cool when you can land blind and actually have that work. Okay, Rice Eater. Rice Eater was rank 2 this season. Another formidable foe here. All right, a successful snipe versus Lars. Rice Eater is going, you know, with a danger zone, no Yuri build, which, you know, can be effective but risky. So if you're coming in with your like Yuri hybrids, you know, sniper, Lars, Yuri team or something like that, and just your one character skill alone will put you behind. And I guess that's the idea of using an old school team like that. I like to see it. I also like to see the insane numbers that my sniper does against a non-Yuri team. So I was trying to say a moment ago, you know, there's a lot of like, still, you know, since Yuri was introduced, we have a lot of variety out there, and I ended up having a lot of trouble versus these like DPS hybrid teams. So people that are bringing like Celeb Yuzuki or Fest Gale seem to be tripping me up more than the other standard teams. All right, another nice snipe there.
How unpleasant.
Double sniper Yuri. So that Dust Fist, it's pretty cool. It gives you 3 stacks. It's just that I have to build my Lavanya with cooldown, and he's not so tanky. All right, rank 2, so doing pretty well. My defense didn't hold up so well in the last 10 minutes. And then I tried a little trick at the end, which didn't work in my favor either. I tried to put a big old chunky tank team on in the last 2 minutes in hopes that anyone who fought it would get, you know, tied up with the battle over resets. And that, you know, the win wouldn't count. It's not a bad strat, but I might have put it up a little too early. And at that, people didn't have trouble with it. But my typical defense team of... In this case, I'm using Gale now. It was pre-it, but Gale, Lars, and Yuri, of course.
Prepare to beg
What do we have here? I love seeing Saryu. You know, she really is awesome. Lars might have the more agi and, like, that whirlwind pursuit makes him hit super hard, but Saryu's got that, if you ever awaken, she's got that vigor stack and the crit rate buff. She's just awesome. I hope she gets karma at some point or soon. I would love to see her resurrected. Maybe a buff up to 30 agi. So you see I'm winning, but I am sinking. Alright, Shira. Community friend here. Had a very well built defense. Another one of these Fest Gales. Karma ready, you know,
well done.
karma induced Fest Gales. And just, you know, the damage alone can really trip up some strats that otherwise work. And here I went with my celeb wife tank
Maybe
team.
this will help.
So I couldn't remember how I beat this team earlier. But I did have some losses against it, so good work, Shira. Shira got their first rank 3, top 3, I believe.
Prepare to beg for
Alright, Celeb U-Deal, not seeing too much of him anymore. Here we have Yuri 2 DPS, that can be pretty... You know, that can be pretty challenging if they're cooling down before you. So another challenge I had is, like, none of my teams have like very short cooldowns. Only semi-short, you know, half CDR, mem builds, not full CDR subs. So those teams that cool down before me can trip me up. Let's say my hybrid team loses because they cool down. Okay, and I lost to this one. Womp womp. And then I was going to re-challenge him, and I kind of like flipped and flipped and flipped, and then it wasn't coming up again because I wanted to try to find a number lower. But then I did find a lower number here. In any case, if they, you know, let's say they cooled down before my hybrid, and that's why I lost, and then I try a tank. But the crazy DPS, whether it be like Fest Gale or like Celeb Yuzuki, they were able to chew through my tank. So those were the teams that tripped me up the most. And again, had I just played more this season, done my studying like I usually do. But, you know, these days, top 50 is just not hard. And unless you're going for the clout, you know, like top 3 is the only difference is gold tickets. Like, who cares? All right, there they are. Congrats, everyone. See a little shift there. People, you know, starting to perform better than usual. I like to see it. I like to see the growth. And then, of course, I'm going to have a bonus run. I really liked this one that I recorded earlier.
Beg for your life.
So let's see if we... Hold up. I wanted to commentate on this as it happened. Here we go. Let's try this again. Okay, so let's... wait, of course, there's no Summer Yuri, so keep that in mind. But I love this run because it's the perfect Gale and Lavanya showcase. They are the most recent kind of new arena units. Lots of debate around Lavanya, and I think I've beaten it to death why I like him, and especially demonstrated it in my previous videos. But it needs to be noted that Celeb Udeal is just still so good, and it's like, do you need this kind of side grade, this alternate version, who can be better in certain situations, but not, not necessarily. And now Gale, who, like, if you already had an Awakened Priet or, Summer Noelle is just so good as a sniper. Do you need this Gale? And sure, she's definitely a cut above Priet, but was Priet having any problems? No. Priet was doing just fine. So it's up to you whether you really want to chase this kind of stuff. When we get a unit that's like Summer Yuri, that's the must pull, But these are luxury items. In any case, so there's no Summer Yuri, so there's no damage reduction. But let's see how the Gale handles the snipe here. I'm going right for Udeal to try to at least chew away his recovery passive.
Beg for your life.
Okay, got a big old chain, but you see that? My 100% hit. The last hit of a auto attack chain is always 100%. It was 300. Very nice. Of course, that's weakness, but still very nice. And then here's the Lavanya showcase. We got a counter and another counter. Love to see it. And then you can see my my skill order here. I have the Lavanya attack buff, and then the 2 skills on my sniper turrets.
Thanks.
And let's take a look at her damage here. Nice. And oh, 300,000s. So nice. And I recorded another run where she was hitting like up to 500,000 on skill. And of course, that's like after the Yuri damage reduction was removed. In any case, those are my thoughts for Season 29 of PvP in Nier Reincarnation. Let me know how it went for you and what your thoughts on this season are. And other than that, I will see you next time.